I remember that.
Hey guys, welcome to another My Hero Academia manga chapter stream. We're going to be covering the new chapter that actually got released earlier, so the time which it's going to be released in our schedule might vary. It just worked out for us to have it like this Sunday as usual for the schedule. But in any case, I'm here with Mark.
Hi.
And Mark, there's something we always do before we cover each new chapter. What would that be?
Baby, I'm sorry. Recap episode!
Yes, the recap episode. We are currently going through chapter 348, but we do our recap, which it will entail that we do a little bit of coverage on 347 from last time, featuring All for Fingers. Look at that. That looks, you know what? We've been playing Elden Ring for a bit, so this doesn't really like shock, but it's also still grotesque.
I wonder if that was just good timing or if that was actually planned.
You think
like on Horikoshi's part?
Horikoshi just like pulls out like an Xbox controller like from the tuck, and he's like, he gets a lot of inspirations by like seeing one, what was it, Godric?
Yep, Godric, and then all the finger, and then all the walking hands.
Literally all fingers. Every reference of fingers in that game.
Yeah.
But it is really gross. We did get to see like how things are set up with Mirko. She's losing prosthetics in the midst of this fight, so they just have like a little like slot like ready to give her like something extra. Other than that, we see a little bit of banter between her and Bakugo. They're literally almost like one the same.
They are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, she could be his mom.
Really, or you know, like one of his cousins at this point.
Honestly, I could see them being related by personality at least.
They're actually like the same height too.
Are they?
I believe so. If you look into some of their stats, like she is as tall as Bakugo.
How tall is Bakugo?
Actually not too tall.
Here to say, like, she's an adult.
Right,
and
but yeah, but we also have to remember that like Ida is kind of like almost standard size for like I guess the Americans.
Ida looks, yeah, you say Ida looks tall.
Right. So Bakugo's actually pretty short.
But let him hear you say that.
But I think he's taller than Deku as well. So
okay, he'll be fine if you say that.
Yes.
I'm winning.
The last quirk that Deku gets is like size enlargement.
Yeah.
Oh, but real quick, everyone's like starting to really panic because all these fingers it's a huge issue. Obviously we need Midoriya to be like on the scene, but they can't actually warp him because the moment that we lose erasure is the moment that all those fingers can activate decay, and that's a big problem. So pretty much Aizawa like lets Deku know that hey, you gotta get here on your own because we gotta hold them down from here on. The heroes on this side are pretty much ready and willing to fight all for Shigi without Deku, so look at all of this. I mean, Vegeta was saying like we gotta strive for victory without One for All, and everyone's like hell yeah, and then you have Amajiki, he's like sure Genus, sorry, I mean like hell, I mean hell yeah.
Who said sure Genus? I mean hell yeah.
I love this like cut away to the resort, just like, oh, this place has been founded and it's actually owned by the one and only Gang Lorca, and literally just him screaming incoming.
I know, it's like, hey, this is the guy who owns it. Meanwhile,
like you can almost hear the instruments playing to kind of give you the default like tropical resort vibe.
Just Wii Sports music.
Yeah. Incoming. But we got yeah, Moonfish. She was like, flashing, I gotta do my job.
Or we're just like, please don't.
And what was this? Cyrus is actually making the appearance here. I was like, oh my god, like I thought she was anime only. And then it turns out like no, she's retroactively just been added to the canon. I was like, ah, shit, it can happen.
It can happen. All it takes is, I mean, that's the thing. Technically, they could do the same thing with Pycon in Dragon Ball, which a lot of fans would love because everyone loves Pycon.
What do you think that would take? Would it just take the creators' approval? Like, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
essentially, they see the approval and have Toriyama and Toyotaro make up official drawings.
Oh, okay, got you.
Their own, their own official take.
Okay, got
Pycon is
you.
probably Pycon is by far probably the most popular non-canon character.
Hmm. I mean, I guess next to Broly, but now Broly's canon.
Yeah, so I would say Pycon is the most desired next to
Yeah, I would like that
him
too.
and Janemba probably
Mm. Oh,
in
but
terms of like movie and like non-canon in general.
got you. Oh, but Sarah was reaching out to Sue. Sue was saying like, "We're good here," but the thing is that Shockwave from earlier just like pushed Uraka and Deku away. So we just have like Uraka and Deku exchanging words. Deku's just saying like, "Okay, I just received word. I got to get there on my own." Like apparently things are getting dicey over there, and all of a sudden here comes Soga. Wait, don't go Izuku. What about the Togusi?
The
Oh no.
Togusi. What's Togusi?
Deku's like, what? Toga. What? Anyway, something's wrong. I don't get this danger sense anymore. Like from her, and then here comes the user coming in. He's like, this is very weird. She's not like triggering it at all. I'm actually shocked that she even has made it this far because she literally goes out of her way to hurt people with the utmost affection towards them, therefore
It's
nullifying the
like
quirk.
it's the most genuine. It's the most. She's very genuine in her affections, but her sense of what affection is just so far twisted that it's something violent.
Yes, and that is very disturbing,
That
and
is terrifying.
you almost feel like she was actually made to do this. She was actually instructed to do this, but of course it could be either way. She would have done anyway.
It's very clear to see that her sense of love is warped.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a little bit more about that. But since Deku having completely shell shocked at this, all I could really muster up is just saying like, "All right, what do you want from me?" And Toga just replies, "Just want you to be my boyfriend." Uh-oh.
Hell
Uh-oh.
no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, now we begin chapter 348. This is one of those moments where I wish I had like some background music that just kind of like symbolizes just like a narration of things. Some nice synths in the back that give you like spatial like vastness of the scene. But I'll go ahead and begin. I'll go ahead and just read out the chapter number here. Unrequited. Uh-oh.
Unrequited.
No. So here comes the text bubbles. This is the narration. Izuku Midoriya was the ninth wielder of One for All, and the key to this particular battle. Since the advent of the extraordinary One for All had been the only power in Japan, no, in the entire world. That shadowy mastermind All for One obsessed over, and now this boy was a vessel for that very power. He encountered Timiko Toga a number of times by this point, but since she had never come out and expressed her affection in words, he never realized the way she felt about him. Deku, did you say boyfriend? Because of all
his reaction here is the most fitting.
Because all of his triumphs, he was still just a damn nerd. what are you talking about? And Toga's like,
what are you talking about?
Toga, I loved you since the first moment I saw you.
Which is even more disturbing.
You were covered in blood, and you looked just like my first crush. Oh fuck. Oh no.
He does. They do look alike. If you look, they do look similar.
They really do. Who is that guy though?
I think it was because here's the problem I see with that. That was her first crush, and they say she did something to somebody. I'm assuming something happened to him.
Yeah, like, do you recognize this person at all?
I mean,
Was this shown anywhere?
But I think that they called her a monster, they called her a killer, they called her a vampire. I have a feeling something she did something to this dude.
Yeah, I just met this Deku lookalike, but I'm already concerned about him. Oh, but anyway, back to the conflict at hand. You're so cool, Izuku. I want to
Get ready for
be
this.
I want to be you. So let me
That
suck some
face
blood.
is absolutely terrifying.
I want to suck some blood. I'll finish the rest of this page. Deku is still on it, but boyfriend, like a guy you take to the music park for like a date, who you hold hands with, you split a crepe with. Araka
Like,
gets a
is
single.
she shaking?
Araka keeping all composure as best as possible, just only leaves like shakes.
I think she's shaking. She's just. "Ugh."
But anyway, Toga, I think, yeah, she's covering her hands a little bit, like her entire face shaded. For me, turning into someone else is all about love. It's the only way I can feel satisfied. Anyway, I think this is Gang Orca like way in the back here. He's saying second wave incoming. Watch out. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Then we see Toga again in all this water. Tell me, hero, what do you want to do to me? Then we go to the next page. We see Uraraka just with the shivers right there. And then we see her flashback to when she was fighting Toga. What do you want to do to me? We see Izuku right there dodging. Another attack's coming. I don't know, he says. She can cloak her own presence. If I lose her in this chaotic battle, she'll be one step ahead. As we see Izuku still dodging other attacks. I always wanted to be strong like All Might. So I get how you feel, Toga. Like how trying to be like someone else can feel fulfilling. She doesn't trigger my danger sense. So in a way, this is the worst matchup I could ask for. But I can't imagine wanting to share the same heart and mind as him. And I would never want to hurt someone that I love. We see her smiling, and then that leads to this where it says, I'm assuming this is her memories from when she was a child of what her parents would say to her. Why can't you just be normal? Like, why can't you just be normal? Act like a normal little girl. And then we see her flashback to the war arc,
Yeah.
the war with the Paranormal Liberation Front. We see the news lady. She's like, "How sad." And then we see against Uraraka, if you're gonna live as you please, then you also have to live with the consequences. All right, up to you.
Okay. Now we just like a white panel
Eyes.
of just her eyes, completely like shaded, but in the exact form of like how her eyes are normally shaped here. She continues, Izuku, you're just like Ochako, and just like my mom and dad. It's both we have like a little mini like split cut like panel of both like Deku and Araka looking out. Thoughts of Himiko Toga popped into my head. She continues, you think that heroes and those they protect are the only ones who count as real people.
They didn't say that.
Yeah, I think she's like starting to like, well, anyway, she's got all these knives pulled out here. So people like you and I are destined to remain apart.
That's a lot of needles.
Deku. She looks so sad. Anyway, so we got some crazy ass panels. She's working.
Anyway.
Yes, so sad. Anyway, she's got a bunch of wires with knives attached to them. She's trying to like throw them like all around like Deku as she's dodges like pretty much just like Eurobeat steps are like around him. We got Uraka like coming into intervention. Not so fast, Himiko Toga.
Gunhead martial arts.
It really be like that. What was this? I think I don't know who's saying this real quick. Is it Uraka or is it Toga? But I'll go ahead and read it out. Ever since we met that day, I've been thinking hard about you. Okay, that's probably Uraka, because Toga replies, oh, you haven't been on my mind. Not anymore. I thought maybe I had a shot with Izuku, but nope. I'm all over that now. Deku's like, Araka! Anyway, Toga continues, the world rejected me, so I reject the world. Ochako. It's sad. Really. She's prepping the knife. I guess I'll continue this one. Uh-oh, this is crazy. I'm sure, I was so sure you'd understand me. After all, you and I both fell for the fell for the game.
For the same, I think it's like supposed to be for the
For the
same.
same. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Same for the same. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Neuron activation.
Yeah, the neuron activation. I was like, wait, oh my god.
Like what? It's like I see Horikoshi decided to draw Sue a little extra thick, apparently.
I mean, someone had to do it, I guess.
We said don't loot the frog, and clearly that rule is now changed.
Is the game's
The game was rigged from the start, Jimbo.
Jimbo? I was gonna say, the plans changed. They always do.
But yes, Sui just came and absolutely obliterated Toga with her legs.
Yeah. I guess I'll finish this one off. Sue, I mean, Frappe.
Frog.
Sorry it took me so long. Oh, Deku looks at Araka. Are you hurt? Nah, it's just a scratch. You better just get the knife. My blood's on it. She's at least predictable. She's the least predictable of our opponents. So we warped her to an isolated island, too. Too bad that plan backfired. Anyway, Toad gets back up. Sue. But Sue begins, get going, Deku. Chatting about romance here is the last thing you need to be doing.
Big facts.
Big facts. Respect the frog. That's why we don't.
Next page.
That's why we don't loot the frog.
Exactly.
Go
On
ahead.
the next page, we see them still talking. We'll deal with Himiko Toga as planned. Gravity has gone up against her more times than anyone, so she'll take the lead here, and we'll get the job done. Gravity fight. As we see Izuku get out the black whips and look at Uraraka. Uraraka looks back. Deku, get Shigaraki. We go back to the flat. We get the little flashback from them when they were talking on the roof. I guess both of us are kind of weird. Izuku is just thinking to himself. And then we see Uraraka say good luck. Then we see Himiko say, it's hard to live being me, even though I'm full of all this love. And then we see Uraraka say, go now, and Izuku just, yes.
Yeesh.
He's like, I'm out.
Damn, got him like drawn in the stance of a Mega Man X dash.
But dude, he is gone.
He's huffing it.
Follows in.
He has to. Man, dude. Honestly, like now, I mean that's the end of it. But wow, I'm glad they had this chapter because it was one of those things where like I think Toga's taking a lot of this like into mind and she's drawing her own conclusions because you're right, Deku never really even gave an answer per se.
No one said she wasn't a person.
That too.
We're just saying that what you're doing isn't right.
I think what Deku is specifically saying is that he wouldn't do the things that Toga's doing right now.
Like,
in
that's
admiration,
that's not the norm.
like for admiration and affection towards other people. And now Toga like takes this to heart in kind of the wrong way, where she like thinks back of the people who's like really close to her, and they all exactly
They were
say
also concerned.
they also
Concerned for her in
say
the same way.
yeah, they say the same stuff. Like, well, I mean, they don't. It's just like mom
Not
and
the
dad
exact
are
words.
yeah. Like mom and dad are saying like you need to be normal. Like why can't you act normal? Araka's like if you can't like fit in or something like that, if you continue doing these types of things, you're gonna have to live with the consequences. And Deku was just saying, you know, like I don't know. I understand like what you mean, but I also would not hurt people, the people I care about. So unfortunately she took all that, just made her own conclusion that she's rejected by everybody, and so she'll just fight. But yeah,
Pretty much, she's like, well, if the world, she said, if the world doesn't accept her, she's like, all right, they want to smoke.
Yeah, and that's so sad because like it really is something where I really believe that just having a conversation with her would really help, knowing because I think
She needs some therapy.
yeah, I also think that she needs to also see like their perspective on things because she can only see it based on like this ideal of like heroes and everything like that, but not like them individually, because both Uraka and Deku are both like changing their own just perspective of like heroism as we speak. Like not everything is like black and white. There's like a big gray area, especially for Araka to like really think about. But right now, she understands that actions need to be done right now. So this is what we can do. But in any case, it Sue was just about to well no, I mean Togo was about to like out like Araka for feelings, but Sue was the one to come in the clutch.
Sue said, hey, she will say it when she's ready.
Mm-hmm. Sue's the best wing woman or just frog woman. But yeah, yeah, this was a crazy chapter too because there's a lot of action that happened like in between. What makes it kind of hard to kind of illustrate like in or at least describe is the fact that she has like a lot of attachments. Like they're not like all just knives; they're also like needles, fangs, like if you will, that she's controlling like from a distance, which makes her even more dangerous. Even for Deku. And the fact is that like when you're trying to keep an eye out for all of them, like Uraka unfortunately like got caught for a quick bit. Um, I'm not sure if like the knife that like cut her a little bit will be picked up by Toga by any means, but unfortunately now we have Deku leaving the scene, and now Toga with still twice his blood ready to use it.
Still a
So
big concern.
it's a huge concern. All she has to do, all we had, all like Sue and Araka, all they have to do is just prevent Toga from drinking anything. So, I mean, shit, dude. Like when the matchup's like final like this, where it is just like Sue and Araka versus like Toga, like one more time. Like this kind of feels like the final like fight that they're having. And I part of me still holds out. Like I kind of still want like Toga to like change perspectives or at least just be open to just like seeing like their side of things, and to at the very least just be subdued just by that, and just be in a state of confusion as to like what she really wants to do or how she can, I guess, find herself to fit into the picture of like the grand scheme of things later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I
So
hope
now I
it's
wonder what's going
yeah,
to happen with Izuku's crossing to get over there right now. Are
yeah.
we going to follow him, or are we going to shoot over back to Shigaraki, or we go to Toya's aspect?
I would guess that we might get like a panel shot of like Deku like run like across water, and that's it.
Because I think it's about time we shifted over to either a fight between
Either,
Todoroki
yeah, the
and
Todorokis.
Toya, or over to back to All for One.
Yeah, you're right because Endeavor and Hawks are still over there too. So I'm curious as to see how they split up the fights and the pacing of that. But I am glad that they decided to put some focus here for what is the pretty much the lovers' quarrel.
The
And
big
they,
lovers quarrel.
but I do love the introduction of this Deku being the epicenter of like this huge conflict that happened for generations. We forget that he's still just a boy and he's a damn nerd at that. The fact is he was caught so
At
off
the end of the day,
guard.
he's still a nerd. Still a nerd.
He thinks about like all the mechanics and equations involved with like utilizing different quirks, and here he is just baffled with, you mean like boyfriends as you take to the music park, hold hands and split a crepe with?
Like that kind of thing.
It's like he doesn't even hear the fact that she wants to suck his blood.
Well, to be fair, she didn't say that part until after.
Oh, that's true. It's like, yeah, like I'm not satisfied with like amusement parks or crepes. I just want to be you. It's like, what?
Nah, I'm good, fam. I'm good.
She's pretty much saying, I want to wear your skin. And Deck is like,
Which
I shit, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I feel bad though. Like in
I
a
feel bad.
weird
I
in a
feel bad
weird
because it feels like if she had just had proper help, I think she wouldn't have come out like this.
yeah. Oh, I just realized. Yeah, actually the pretty much the knives that she's like has wrapped around like all these different like wires she's got going on are actually the very like grilled teeth that are like attached to
On her mask.
on her like bandana mask. And I was like, whoa, that's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's actually pretty cool.
Wow, dude. But that's real rough because like at this point I was really thinking that Deku was the only one who could like talk some sense into her, but all Deku could only say his piece about it, and Toga will unfortunately have to deal with it like her own way. And so now she's got to fight everybody.
She ended up fight everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna get wild
Mm-hmm.
because she can pretty much activate quirks at will now.
This is true.
Like while she has the blood to use for that duration, she can use it. She can use their quirks.
Right. But she has to like yeah, you know, I think it's mainly because of the fact she has the wires so she can keep people at bay as she like consumes anything. So we'll see how that plays out. As far as I understand, we have twice and we have Araka's blood to like consider. So we gotta be careful. But yeah. Not really much to really elaborate on between the dynamics specifically about like Deku and Araka in this case. It's low. It's one of those things where it's like things are happening too fast. Let's just not even like touch up on that aspect of it, and just you go. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Basically, you should book it, man. You gotta get over there.
Mm-hmm. So, sheesh, sheesh. I do now. You know what? I do kind of want to see a Todoroki fight because honestly, I just want to see like clashes of like emotions here, where Dabi's so like stuck, and it's gonna take Shoto, but I know that there's gonna be a crazy team up that Shoto's gonna have, and it's gonna be like the sickest shit. We got
A
Ida,
team up with somebody like, on his side, or a team up with Toya.
on his side, because we know that Ida's with them, so it's like okay, he's gonna be all right.
My goodness, could you imagine? If they actually managed to get Toya back, and there's a Toya and Shoto like doing their fire side by side?
Oh my god,
They're pretty dope.
that'd be great. I do like I guess almost in a way to honor like the ambitions of like the villains. I don't think we'll see like that like immediately here. It would probably be something like later down the line. It would be sick though,
I,
but
I mean, I think the ones that can turn, the only ones I think that can turn back to good are there's only two people I can think of.
hmm,
One of them, well, no, there's three. One of the three, yeah, that ain't happening. As we just see, not Toya, but Toga's pretty much stuck in her ways right now.
mm-hmm.
There's still Toya, and there's Spinner.
Yeah, you know what? I like Spinner's got like the worst like end of the bargain here. Like, granted, he has like a whole army, and he like very much stands as the representative like of a mutant. So, like, he's doing something that like isn't even like on his radar. He like right now all he
They're
wants to
just
do
kind of using him as a figurehead.
right. And honestly, all Spinner really cares about now is just like Shigaraki because he like believes in
Like they
him.
just become friends.
And unfortunately, like there's another dude controlling him, so I think Spinner has like some reasons to like turn tides, change sides here. So I mean, we I can see that.
And then of course, I mean, like, because Compress is in the is imprisoned in the hospital. Then we have Gigantomachia, who's also imprisoned,
This is true.
and there's also well, we already know what happened to what's their name,
Hmm. Um.
you know,
Oh.
big lips,
Big lips. Hold on.
big lips, long hair, was gay.
Wait. No.
Was it Magna? Was that the color? Was it Magna?
Yeah. Magna's like long gone now.
Yeah, Overhaul took care of that.
Yeah. Overall, it's like, don't touch me.
You touched it.
That was mess though. Just like that. I can't believe they just did that after like
He can put people back together too. So he didn't put Magna back together on purpose. I think.
right. But yeah, I don't think you could really put Magna back together now.
But I feel like at that moment he definitely could have.
In that moment, yeah, but like at that time, like why would he? But I mean we haven't even talked about Overhaul. Yeah, I really don't think that Overhaul will make much of an appearance until like later on.
Yeah, because Izuku did say if he held up his end of the bargain, he would he would take him to see his boss.
His boss. But unfortunately, like Deku's a little bit preoccupied right now, so that's something that happens after this is all over. And
I think maybe it happened before all this.
this is also true. We'll see. Yeah, they could have
We don't know.
definitely. Yeah, we don't know. They could literally pull out the fact that like, oh, we actually took care of this like outside of this. You think
For all we know, they could pull something left. They could pull something hugely left field. Next thing you know, Togata and freaking Chisaki fighting together. We're like, what is happening?
hmm? That'd be kind of sick. Like, I'm thinking about the scenario too because obviously Mirio's just like as involved with Eri and Overhaul, and if they were to take care of this on the side, this might be even the reason why we don't see Mirio right now.
It's because he's actually keeping like eyes on Overhaul, like he's with him.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see that like interaction again, seeing like Mirio like acquire his quirk once more, and Overhaul's like, "What the fuck? Oh, Eri did that."
He's like, of course she did.
And I think it's one of those things where like we speculated that Overhaul can still use his quirk, but what if Ares the one who could cure like Boss Man?
I
I mean,
mean,
it'll take a while, but
he said that she's needed for that.
yeah. So
Oh no, wait, I think it was the fact that his hands are needed for it. I think.
I but I think Ares can also do the kind of the same thing in a way.
Yeah, she probably reverse it.
Could reverse like reverse the touch that he did earlier. While he still doesn't have hands.
I still really want to test the theory of what would happen if she touched Kurogiri.
Oh,
I really want to see what would happen.
right. I think it's entirely possible. We just have to see like them try to push for that like direction, but obviously not
the quirk
now.
already defies the laws. The quirk already defies the laws of nature, so I don't see any reason why bringing the dead back to life is that far of a stretch.
Yeah. Damn, dude. And then you gotta like consider the fact that like if she's able to do that, then Night Eye is like all of a sudden like back on the table.
Yeah, but this is just now that she can control it.
Just now. So I mean, like, as long as Eri exists, there's always speculations as to like, could she do this? Could she do that for other folk?
Of course, and I'm not saying use her like a set of Dragon Balls.
Right, but it's just one of those things where it's like that could lead to some conflict later down the line. That'd be great, like interesting arc to see. And that's kind of like one of those like,
or it's like if they do a side story or a sequel.
Yeah, that feels like one of those post Avatar stories stuff.
Yeah, like one of the, like it'd be in a comic or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is
the comics, though. It could be it would be a side story, or it could be in a sequel.
Yes, Electric Boogaloo is an actual thing.
I feel like a sequel series for My Hero is definitely going to be on the table. I feel like Horikoshi has built way too big of a world to where,
Hmm.
yes, he could end it here, but I feel like that would be such a waste.
Yeah, I mean the whole talk about like what creators can do for like their series like post like the original story, that's always up for conversation.
I
um
mean, hell, Zatch Bell's back.
my god, because they gotta catch that spell.
Gotta catch that spell.
You know who's got the power.
Got the power.
My god, dude, I can go rambling about that too, but um yeah, no, I think that's everything we wanted to cover so far. Anticipating like a Todoroki like chapter, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm totally down for seeing other sides of it, not necessarily following up with like what's happening right now, but that's also really cool too. um let's see, next time chapter's gonna be released, give me 1 second, it's about to pop up. 7 days. Oh, actually, like starting today, is that what they're telling me? I might want to refresh like my app here just to make sure. But if that's
Got the
correct,
power.
that means looks like they may have reset the release date, so we'll be coming back here on the 27th actually. So alrighty, I think we're good then, with that in mind. So all right, in that case, we will just retain our schedule of like having our Sundays here as usual, covering the next chapter, and I think we're pretty much good here. So alrighty.